All right, this is the Iceman. I am inviting you to watch me as I continue into the 7th video of my Ultima 7 playback, the of again the Black Gate. I hope at this point in time we finished with Minoc in our last video. For the most part, there is one last mine that we're going to look into here north of town before we leave for Jelholm. So let's go ahead and get that underway. Do. All right, here we go into the mine. Okay, so this is more of an abandoned mine than an actual mine. I don't think there's anything worthwhile taking in any of these boxes. But still had to check. Oh, what's this? Just a broken dish. Thought it might be a potion. Oh well. Anywho, be whatty. This, in terms of music and everything, this was one of my favorite games when it first came out. And it really was ahead of its time in many of the aspects that this game performs. Okay, let's look here. There's a helmet for our lady character and a gold nugget. For us to add to our gold bag. I believe this is a fake wall. Yep. Oh, some orcs. There's that one orc. Yep. Oh. Hey, look. Park, we've got some shoes for you. Now, if only we had some for Jana. All right. Ooh. What do we have here? Oh, is that blocked? Okay. Let's give this to him. See if anybody's hungry.
You had best not do that, Avatar.
Why? What did we do? We ate food. Okay. Let's put this bag in here. Now, she's got a backpack too. Yay! We don't really need for her to have a melee weapon because her ranged weapon never runs out. It's not like Shimino losing his arrows or whatnot. All right. Anything over here? Some gold to pieces. Okay. Now we go back at the way we came. Let's try up this time. Oh, I think I know what that means. We got some of you up in here. On attack. Go. Have some more gold, my friend. All right. What about him? What's he got? Nah, he's got more gold. Can you say gold, boys and girls? I knew you could. Okay. There's food. And yet more food. Anybody hungry? That's good. All right. Let's go ahead and move on out. I'll make our way west this time from the entrance. Looks like we've got some more orcs to deal with. Oh, more boots. Yay. Just what the doctor ordered. Where's Shemino? Is he with us? He didn't die, did he? No, he's just stuck up here. But come on, we don't need to lose you again. Is he part of our party or what? All right, I suppose that has learned thy lesson. I shall rejoin. I didn't steal anything. Won't fit. Oh my. I might have to start loading up other bags. That's not fitting for sure. Too much in the way of gold. Such a problem. Pardon me. Mm-hmm. More food. It looks like we got 2 treasure chests here. Took a couple picks, but Need that too. Awesome. The other chest tab. Oh, the potions. Let's go ahead and get back to my main character here. Just Vesper in there. And let's leave this open here just in case. There's some food here. And let's not do that again. Let's go ahead and put that in. Don't to be accused of stealing when all we did was eat food that was left around by monsters. Okay, anybody have an appetite still? Yep. Okay, we're good. Anything down here? Aha! More of this stuff. So, are we pulling that back now too? Lovely. Okay, let's go make our way. Oh, more bad guys. These headless regenerate around this fire quite a bit. Yay! And what do we got here? All right. Gonna make our way over here, so it's a good possibility we'll see those again. Looks like we need to make use of our book. Dead gargoyle, that's not nice. Kidding. Yep. That's probably the claws of the dead gargoyle. Okay, I believe that with this we are now cleared out on this mine, so it's time to head to Jelholm. It's one more battle. Of course, she runs right into the fire. Okay. So let's make a break for it. Oh, whoa. Hey, everybody, come on. Awesome. So we finished up our time in Minoc. Where did we end up? Sorry? All right, so let's save our game here. And go ahead and get on to the Jelholm Express. So we're actually going to go to the top of the map here. And you can typically tell it because there's like a little bit of a flip that occurs right there. So right now, if we look at the map, we should now be on the underside here. We're going to make for somewhere right around here for Jelholm. He thinks we're making pretty good progress here. This looks to be the right place. So let's go ahead and land. Let's go ahead and save our game again. This time we will do a new spot for Jelholm. Yeah. In case we ever need to go back to something. All right, so now that we're here at Jelholm, let's go ahead on in here because I think we're about to run into someone familiar. You see the familiar face of your good friend, Dupre. While somewhat older, he still seems full of his usual good humor. Name? Why, dost thou not recognize me? It is I, Lord British, he laughs. Dost thou not know thy friend Dupre when thou seest him, Iceman? Do not be so modest, Sir Dupre. Thou should tell the Avatar that thou hast been knighted since we last met. Sir Dupre looks quite embarrassed. Well, yes, I would have gotten around to it. Job? I have not seen our old friends in some time. Currently, I'm conducting a study of all the various drinking establishments of Britannia. At present, I'm about halfway through, but there's nothing that could keep me from adventuring with the Iceman. Spark? Dupre points his finger at Spark, his thumb. He is joining us as well, he mutters at you. Art thou trying to make me feel old, Iceman? Friends. Her old friends, Iolo and Shamino. Iolo. Iceman, there is a strange old man following thee, and he bears a vague resemblance to Iolo. It is most odd. Thy drinking must have blurred thy vision, Sir Dupre. Thou hadst better join me for it later. It will give thee a chance to catch up. Shamino? Sir Dupre snorts. From what I heard, Shamino had all but settled down and retired from adventuring life. I still have a few wild oats left to sow, thank you very much. Then it is good to see another member of our old sewing circle together once more. Jelholm. It is something like the old times of Britannia during the days of the last visit, only more bloodthirsty. The local sport in Jelholm is dueling. Old times? These people still believe that any problem can be solved by hitting something or stabbing someone. They remind me of a more primitive but less complicated time. Perhaps that is why people live here, to escape their modern problems. Dueling? Right now the town is buzzing with 3 local fighters, all of whom have challenged another man to a duel. The challenged one's name is Skrellick. Fighters? 2 men and a woman. Their names are Timmons, Vokes, and Syria, respectively. Skrellick? I doubt he has ever held a sword in his life. When I bet, I usually bet on the underdog, but not even I am so foolhardy as with my money as to bet on him. The man is no fighter, he is an innkeeper. Foolhardy? To this Skrellick fellow, foolhardy would be a compliment. Looks like he has never seen a fight in his entire life. I do not know why he would provoke someone into a duel. It is a puzzlement. Innkeeper? I know not the specifics of his story, but thou mayest ask him for thyself. He went back to his house about an hour ago, and he has not come out. He must be having a very hard time finding something. Join. It would be both an honor and a pleasure to join thee on thine adventures once more. Bye. I shall speak with thee later then. Wonderful. Okay. Well, now that he's joined us, let's go ahead and go up to the house over here. I think Skrillex' house is right here. Let's talk to him first. You see a scrawny, timid-looking man who eyes you fearfully. Oh my, he cries. "'Tis really the Avatar this time. Please, do not hurt me, Avatar." Name? My name is Skrillex. Job? I am the proprietor of the Bunk and Stool here in Jelholm. This time? 'Tis a long story. I shall probably be dead before I can finish it. Bunk and Stool? It is the local inn where all the fighters from the Library of Scars come to drink. They would wreck the place every night if it weren't for Ophelia and Daphne. But that does not matter, for soon I will be dead. Jelholm? It's a town of fighters who pass their time fighting each other in bloody duels. It's no place for me. I should have never left Minoc. Dead? It's a long story. I shall probably be dead before I can finish it. Well, you said that once already. Library of Scars? It's the club of fighters run by Master Disnell, second home to the fiercest and most ruthless fighters in all of Britannia. Ophelia? She is one of my barmaids. She is gorgeous. If Daphne can't handle our patrons when they become unruly, Ophelia simply hits them with her charm. Daphne? Daphne is one of my barmaids. She is rather large. If Ophelia cannot charm our patrons when they become unruly, Daphne wrestles them to the ground. Story. My tale is a strange one. It may disturb and puzzle thee. Art thou certain thou would like to hear it? Yes, I would. It all started with the previous evening. I had given Ophelia and Daphne the evening off. A stranger had come to mine inn, a very odd stranger. He claimed he was the Avatar, and I believed him, which shows how gullible I am. Stranger? His eccentricity seemed to be surpassed only by his wealth. He booked both rooms in the inn so that he could try each bed and decide for himself which one was the most comfortable. As for food, he was voracious. He was a member of the Fellowship, too. Eccentricity? I fear that the stranger was not who he claimed to be at all. I was a victim of a great and terrible deception that was perpetrated upon me. Food. This stranger ordered one of every kind of food and drink on the menu, so if he ever wanted anything, it would be right there for him to eat. I was cooking for hours. But then it got worse. He went to bed. Cooking? Of course, most of the food he left was uneaten. I had to give it away once it started to spoil. Bed. After he went to bed, he complained that he was too cold. I brought him more and more blankets, but it was never enough. Finally, he had every blanket in the inn, and he was still cold. Cold? In desperation, I ran to the tube. Bless me. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough and then sneeze in your folks. Let me try this again. In desperation, I ran down the street. It was the middle of the night. All of the shops were closed. The only thing I could do was some sort of old tapestry hanging on the wall, so I took it down. Night? Actually, now as I recall being out in the middle of night air, it was quite tolerable. Alas. I was oblivious to little else but the prospect of earning a goodly sum in the service of a stranger was me. Tapestry. The next thing I remembered, there was an angry woman chasing after me. For some reason, she wanted to kill me. I managed to get away from her and get back to the inn and covered a stranger with the tapestry. He finally fell asleep. Angry woman? Actually, I had seen this angry woman before. She would enter the establishment upon occasion. Unfortunately, this was our first formal acquaintance. Asleep? I also fell asleep, only I slept late. When I awoke, the guest was gone. He had not paid his bill, and he had taken all the blankets, even the tapestry. Before I could go look for him, I had a visitor. Gone. As I said, I was rooked by a professional, a master criminal, no doubt, and one who is still at large. Visitor. It was the woman who had chased me the night before. Her name was Syria. She said I had stolen the honor flag from the wall of the Library of Scars. She also challenged me to a duel to the death unless I gave it back. And she is much bigger than I. When I tried to explain that I could not give it back, she hit me, and it hurt a lot. Hit. I will say this of the lady of Syria. She is quite beautiful even when she's angry, at least. The visions of her that swam through mine head after she hit me were quite beautiful. Tragically, I awoke. Duel. Later that day, I ran into a man named Vokes. He is a fighter at the Library of Scars. He too asked me to return the honor flag. And when I tried to tell him I could not, he hit me too. Then he challenged me to a duel to the death to be fought right after my duel with Syria. After Vokes left, I encountered a third man named Simmons. He asked me to return the flag as well. I told him I could not, and he also challenged me to a duel to the death. I told him I was busy, but he scheduled the duel for right after my duel with Vokes. Timmons, Vokes, and Syria are all three of the toughest fighters in Jelholm. I could not hope to survive against one of them, let alone all three. The mysterious guest and his honor flag are nowhere to be found. Even now, my barmaids are taking bets on the manner of my demise. Timmons, he has come to Jelholm only recently. I can tell you nothing more of him. Vokes, he's a fearless warrior who cherishes any opportunity for combat. Beware of him. Syria, she is not as bad as she may appear to be. No doubt the woman has a temper, but I am sure she is quite nice once thou hast gotten a chance to know her. If not for these sad circumstances, we might have gotten a better chance to know each other better. Demise, mine only hope for survival is to find a champion who could stand up to the fiercest fighters in Jelholm. Champion, wouldst thou be my champion, Avatar? I think I will. Spellick falls to his knees before you in gratitude. Avatar, thou hast saved my life. I cannot thank thee enough. Bye. Good day to the Avatar. All right, so now let's try to help him. Let's go back to the inn. I saw some other people in there. You see a battle-scarred old soldier. Name? I am Clifton. Job? In my day, I was a pretty damn good soldier. Now I am the master of the armory here in Jelholm. Sprellick? You relate Sprellick's story to the old man, who listens intently. It sounds to me like the work of Sullivan the trickster. He's a legendary thief and swindler who has never once been caught. Indeed, few even believe he actually exists. Thou should not be able to dissuade the duelist with a tale like that. Soldier, surely thou dost not want to listen to old war stories. I have seen my share of death and destruction. Let's just leave it at that. Armory? I sell and collect weapons. My business is always excellent, although my best customers keep getting killed in duels. Jelholm. Jelholm is a rough place. If thou dost not like trouble, then I can think of many better places for thee to be than here. Duels? Every day at noon in the town square, people come to settle their differences. They fight to the blood or to the death. It's madness. Like that Sprellick fellow, for instance. Dissuade? The only thing that can dissuade them from wanting to kill poor Sprellick is to return the honor flag. It must have been taken away by Sullivan. The duelists do not know that. If we had a duplicate of the honor flag, we could give them that instead. Duplicate? In my day, I was fairly handy at stitching wounds. Perhaps I can make a duplicate of the honor flag. The deception has to only work long enough for one of them to formally call off the duel. Deception? Even if they notice that it is not their true honor flag, they would never admit it. To do so would make them look foolish. They would rather simply challenge anyone who might say it is not their honor flag to get another duel. But let us deal with one duel at a time here. Sewing? I stitched so many of my comrades back together after the battles I fought, and now that I'm retired, sewing has sort of become my hobby. He looks at you with a little embarrassment. There's nothing wrong with that. No, there isn't. Honor flag. Does not want me to make an honor flag that can be given to the Library of Scars, so the duels can be stopped? Yes, I do. Then thou must be sure to come pick it up from me before the duel, before you go to the dueling area. It is outside my shop. Is the area outside my shop next to the Library of Scars. I had best get busy if I am to have it finished in time. Please return to my shop in a few hours. All right. Let's try here. Who's this? You see a man who exudes the outward mannerisms of a shrewd administrator in contrast to his youthful appearance. Name? My name is Joseph. Job? Presently, I am the mayor of Jelholm. Relic? Yes, I have heard of the events surrounding this fellow's relic and duels against the Library of Scars, but frankly, my official policy has been to not get involved in these sort of personal disputes. Mayor? I may seem a bit young for the job, but in a town such as this, I am called upon to help keep order as often as administrator. I use my sword and pen in equal measure. Jelholm. This town is a rough place, a fine place for fighting men and women to live. Perhaps thou hast seen our local sport? Sport? Like this dueling. At 12 noon every day, the town square becomes a battlefield. Get involved. The Snell and I have an understanding. He works this side of the street, and I work mine. It is hard enough to maintain order in this town without jeopardizing that. If I intervene, the Snell will challenge me to a duel. If I am killed, then his control of our town would be absolute. Personal dispute? As mayor and the peacekeeper, I have to pick and choose my fights very carefully. There is no love lost between myself and the members of the Library of Scars, but they can legitimately claim that they have been wrong. I am required to remain impartial in this matter, as far as I can see. Sprellick brought this on himself when he took the honor flag. If thou dost wish to stop the duel, thou dost need only convince him to give it back. Dueling. Well, the sound is worse than the act. It is actually just a form of training and exercise. The fighters practice with targets and such. It is where I can be found, keeping mine own skills sharp. Battlefield. I'm exaggerating. Many of the fighters in town gather to spar with the training dummies and practice various methods of combat. There are a few harmless matches at times. Some are a bit rough every now and then. And folks take wagers on it and turn a profit. Challenge? When I say that the Snell would challenge me to a duel, I do not mean to insinuate that it would be in any way fair or honorable. More like a dagger in the back from one of his bullies as I was walking down a dark alley somewhere. That it would be a duel is just a story he would tell to make the assassination somehow more honorable. Understanding. Believe me, we are not in each other's company so often because we are friends. We do so to maintain a careful watch on each other. Keep thy friends close, Avatar, but keep thine enemies closer. Words to live by, especially in Zelda. Spar? Of course, our scores are simply to the blood, not to the death. It is a practice that helps restrain the passing knaves and rogues. Take wagers? To speak to Delphine or Ophelia at the Bunkin Stool, our town and pub. Bye. Enjoy thy stay in my city, but if thou hast no stomach for fighting, thou shouldst not stay long. Though he does not seem hostile, the man greets you in a fighting stance. Name? I am called Master Snell. Job? I operate the famous fighting school here in Jelholm, the Library of Scars. I also train fighters personally from time to time. They show potential. Jelholm? This city is devoted to the art of combat, not mere slavish military discipline, but pure violent confrontation. It is a place of art. Library of Scars? I do not feel like discussing business at this moment. Some other time, perhaps. Geez, I wanted to get everything. I know he didn't want to do that, so I just ignored the Library of Scars, but I teach a fighting style of my own invention. It enables one to gain complete mastery over his opponent. I could arrange a little demonstration. Demonstration? I must apologize for the discourtesy, but mine unequaled talents demand that I charge thee 40 gold for the training. Would thou accept? No, not right now. Very well then. His scowl indicates his displeasure. Thou dost not like it. Perhaps the Library of Scars is not the place for thee. Goodbye. May thy stay in Jelholm be memorable. Snell laughs as he turns and walks away. You see a disgruntled, obviously overworked barmaid. He gives you a perfunctory grunt of hello. Art thou still here? She asks Dupre. I have not finished making mine assessment of thy fine drinking establishment. What? Art thou working for Bromir's Britannian travel guides? No, my dear, this Research is strictly for mine own digestion. Name? I'm Daphne. Job? That's an easy one. I am the workhorse here in residence of the Balkan Stole. While our resident princess flips the customers, I do all the cooking, cleaning, and serving. Workhorse? Ever since the owner, Sprellick, got himself into trouble with the Library of Scars, no one else to run the place. Oh, my wicked princess? That would be Ophelia. Bunkin Stool? The Bunkin Stool is where the fighters and ruffians come to drink in Jelholm. It's not an easy job keeping such a happy lot happy with all their drinking and dueling and gambling. Sprellick, that fool, was caught stealing the honor flag from the wall of the Library of Scars. Now the 3 students who challenged him will kill him on the field during this. It's a tragedy. Library of Scars? That is the fighting club in Jelholm, which produces the toughest fighters in all of Britannia. Sprellick has never fought for it his entire life. Ophelia. Ophelia this, Ophelia that. That is all I ever hear all bloody day. Does want to talk about her? Talk to someone else. Gambling? In fact, I am taking bets on the upcoming duels. Dost thou wish to bet that Sprellick will lose to any of the 3 other duelists? No, thank you. Then if thou wouldst like to bet in favor of Sprellick, thou mayest say Ophelia, but I warn thee, thou wilt be throwing thy money away. Room? Thou shalt have to ask Ophelia about that. My domain is the kitchen. Bye. Enjoy thyself. The pretty woman gives you a friendly grin, and then coyly turns her eyes away from you. Name? My name is Ophelia, my lord. Job? I am a barmaid. I do most of the work at the Bunkin Stool here in Jelholm. Work? Ever since Sprellick, the owner, was challenged to those duels by the 3 students at the Library of Scars, he has been busy preparing himself. I have been running the place all by myself, although Daphne has been helping me, I suppose. Daphne? Honestly, I cannot imagine why thou would be interested in her. She lets out a throaty laugh. I heard that, Ophelia. Thou art a spiteful wench. No, Daphne. Temper. We don't want to scare off the patrons with a poor disposition in addition to a poor face. Witch. Bunkin Stool? It's said that many strange things happen at this bar. As of late, in addition to being an inn and a pub where thou mayest buy food and drink, it has become a betting parlor. Jelholm? It is a pretty rough place to work. He whispers to you in confidence. I must confess, I do find myself attracted to the type of men that live here. Sprellick. No one knows old Sprellick better than myself. Although he does not look it, he may well be the deadliest fighting master in all of Britannia. Master? After he defeats the fighters of the Library of Scars, he may open his own school of teaching for his own unique style of fighting. School? It will be a great fighting school already. Fighting men and women are coming to Jelholm to become Sprellick students. They all long to know the secret that I can tell thee right now. Secret? Ophelia motions you close to her. He whispers to you. Sprellick is really the Avatar returned to us after all these years. She nods solemnly. Betting. I am taking wagers on Sprellick's duels. Wouldst thou like to place a bet? No. Then if thou wouldst like to bet against Sprellick, thou may see Daphne, but one day they'll be throwing their money away. Library? Surely thou hast heard of our famous school of fighters by now? What kind of world traveler art thou? Don't not question. 'Twas a rhetorical question. He sniffs. Strange? In case thou hasn't noticed, this is a rough town. We see all types of odd characters in this place. She looks you over carefully. Room? Right now I am not at work, so please do not address me as if I were. Wait a minute, aren't you? Okay, bye. Do come and visit again, my lord. Looks like I'm having to sleep outside again. Oh well, let's see if we can talk to anyone else in town before bedtime. Ooh, da. You see a very serious young man. He carries himself like a learned and mannered gentleman. Well, my lord, I must prove myself to Disnell. If thou art the one who suffers, so be it. Meet us at the dueling area next noon. Name? Timmons is my name, my lord. Job? At the moment I have no job at all. I left that all behind in Numagencia. I have come to Jelholm to study under Master Disnell in the Library of Scars. Jelholm? I am afraid I would not be able to help thee. I know little of this town except for the duels. I am newly arrived here myself. Perhaps thou shouldst ask someone else. Library of Scars? A sailor on a ship at port in Numagencia first told me of the library, of how it was the greatest fighting guild in all of Britannia, and how a trainer, Master Disnell, had created the perfect fighting style. I immediately spent every coin I had to come here, but Disnell now refuses to accept me as a student. I know that I can defeat a fighter who claims to be better than anyone in the guild, and help restore its honor to the process. Disnell will have to finally accept me. Duels? I had heard of this man Sprellick, who claims he is a great fighter than any in the Library of Scars, and how he had stolen the honor flag from their wall. So I sought this man out and challenged him to a duel myself. Library of Scars? Oh, we already said that. Bye. It was a pleasure speaking to thee, my lord. Okay, one of the fighters. You see a fighting man. His voice booms like thunder as he greets you. Hail to thee, my lord! So thou wishest to fight for the cowardly Sprellick? Ha! Meet us at the dueling area at next noon. Name? My name is Vokes, my lord. As big as the mountain, as strong as an ox, and fierce as well. Well, more fierce than anything thou hast ever fought. Job? Ha! Job, I am not in the habit of plowing fields or planting vegetables, my lord. I earn my gold with this sword arm, he says as he flexes a mighty bicep. Right now, I am in Jelholm continuing my studies in my trade with Disnell, and when I am finished, my price is going to go up. Jelholm, I was born here. Is it not magnificent? Why, in any hour of the day thou canst get into a duel with anyone for no reason at all. Now that is what I call the benefits of civilization. Duel? A responsibility, yes, even a necessity. The cost of being honorable is one that must defend one's honor. There is no telling just where or when the next stain on one's honor may appear, like this Sprellick fool, for instance, the perfect example. I'll make a stain of his honor, that's for sure, a blood red one. Sprellick? The bloody idiot had no idea what he did when he took our flag. He would be seen doing it, huh? Hence he never considered the fact that he would have to fight a duel over our sullied honor. But now that the whole town is talking of the incident, there is no way that we could refrain from standing up for ourselves. Especially since he refused to return what he has taken. Were he not such a cad, he would see the foolishness of his actions. 'Tis now up to us to show him. Misunderstanding? I have heard that run about it all being a misunderstanding. The only thing is misunderstood is how bad Sprellick will look when we are finished with him. Honor flag. This is a widely known and long-standing tradition concerning the honor flag of the Library of Scholars. It is said that taking the flag from the wall is a signal, meaning that the person who takes it can beat anyone who studies at the school in a fight. It is also a grossly insulting way of saying that thou dost think the method of fighting a school teaches is inferior, which the Library of Scars is certainly not. The Library of Scars teaches the supreme fighting style, one that enables thee to get the advantage against thine opponents and soundly defeat them through brilliantly considered subterfuge of Master Disnell. Disnell? He's a genius. Perhaps the greatest military mind that ever lived. He told us so himself. Goodbye. If I am not killed and thou art not killed, perhaps we may raise a glass together one day. Standing before you is a statuesque fighting woman with eyes that radiate familiarity with danger. Name? I am Syria, a fighter from the south. Job? Currently I am resting from my last voyage as a mercenary. I am studying in Jelholm with the fighting trainer Disnell at the Library of Scholars. Jelholm? This is a city of fighters and duels. If thou dost not like it the way it is, then leave. Duels are fought here for many reasons. I have my own reasons for fighting them. Disnell? Master Disnell teaches a style of pure fighting which takes thee beyond all previous disciplines, that thou mayest have learned He is a great man. Library of Scars. The library is the greatest guild of fighters in Britannia. Hear, hear! Duels? There's no question that Skrillex is the one who took the honor flag of our school. If he does not wish to fight duels, he has merely to return it. Skrillex, I was on guard when he took our club's honor flag. I saw him take it, but I lost him in the shadows of the night. My punishment was 10 lashes for allowing a thief to escape. I mean to repay him for that. Return? Since Skrillex has not done this, it proves that he is sincere in the grievous insult he made against us. And I shall grievously insult him through his heart. Goodbye. We do not appreciate people who interfere in our private matters. We shall be watching me. Okay. Well, I think I've just met with everybody that I need to. So the big thing is I have to wait until this guy's shop is open and I can pick up that flag. So I might as well find a place to lay up for the night, since I can't go into the inn. What time is it? 10:11, huh? So if I sleep 10 hours, it should be 9 o'clock. Or wait. Is it 10 hours? Or 11 hours? 11 hours. And how many hours shall we wake thee up, Iceman? Let's go for 11, Spark. Pleasant dreams.
Yes, my friend, rest and heal, so that you are strong and able to face the perils before you. Pleasant dreams.
Arise, Iceman. Time to continue thy quest. Thanks, YOLO. All right, then. While we're at it, I am going to go ahead and open this bag and cast a mark spell here in Jelholm. This way, we're going to leave here eventually, but I may need to come back here at some point. And I don't want to have to fly all the way over here. Definitely don't want to chance the moon gates. So let's come in here and see if we've got our flag. He's here. Greetings, said Kiflin. Hast thou gotten any scrapes lately? False flag? Here is the imitation I have made of the Library Scar's honor flag. The time for duels must be drawing near. Good luck to Skrillex and to thee as well. Bye. Good day. All right. So let's head to the library, see if we can turn this thing in. Who's this? Is this Nell? What dost thou need? Asks Estelle. Job? I operate the famous fighting school here in Jelholm, the Library Scars. We said that yesterday. Now we should be able to ask him about it, though. Library Scars? An elite school of fighters with a long, proud history. Many great fighters have trained within the walls. This group even has its own special weaponry. Fighters? I train my students to be fierce and ruthless fighters. Weaponry. He unsheathes his own sword and shows it to you. The sword has an elaborate serpentine pattern engraved on it. Thou mayest recognize the weapon of the Library Scars by its engraving. It is a sign of the snake, striking quick, silent, deadly, as are we. Dagger. You produced the dagger found at the scene of the murders in Minoc. The serpentine engraving matches the markings of the Library Scars exactly. The snail looks at it and then back at you. Cannot conceal his surprise. From where did thou get that dagger? Murder site. You look at the snail through his eye and tell him you found it in the scene of a murder in Minoc. He gives you a curious look. The dagger was stolen from the Library of Scars weeks ago. I have no further knowledge of it. By the way, hast thou had a demonstration of my training technique? No. Then perhaps thou should try one. Demonstration? Very well. Let's begin. I don't think he's actually doing a demonstration. But he tried to kill us. Ah, I think that explains it. Huh. Huh. Oh, that's no good. He has some treasure chests in here too, but his door is locked. Is there a key anywhere? I'm not seeing any here, at least not off by heart. Is this his house up here? Oh, this looks to be a mayor's place. I only ask because there's a key right here. That might do the trick. Well, it looks like you don't have any gloves. And you don't have any shoes. Does nobody have shoes in this game? No, he's got gloves. Which reminds me, we better get everybody eating, huh? Right, before we do that, let's go back to the other side of Jelholm. I mean, I think if they're not here, they must be at breakfast. So, more gold for us. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the Snell's school. Let's head over to the other side. I could have sworn it's been a while since I've played this game, but I could have sworn there's a big thing of apples over here. A locked chest, huh? That's nothing we need. We don't need it, right? Yeah, everybody's pantalooned. Maybe I'm mistaken. No, I was not mistaken. It is here. All right, so the first thing is we got to put it in this bag. Don't want to be accused of stealing again. Put it in Yellow's bag. And it's not stealing. Huh. One too many things to food. Okay. Let us see how many apples we can eat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, how about Aiolo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 5. Let's see another one for. Let's see how good Spark does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because she ate all of those apples and then some. Okay. I didn't mean to close all that out. I still have people to feed. Oh, wrong person. Okay. Sentry. Okay. Jenna. Shamino. Dupre. Okay, so that's enough for today. Awesome. So let's go here. I'm pretty sure, again, if they're not over there, they're probably here having breakfast, and they are. Let's go ahead and talk to Syria. I feel you meet again, says Syria. Return flag. I understand the coward Sprellick has given thee the flag so that we may return to us. Thou hadst better hand it over. He takes it from you. This matter is now settled. But tell that worm Sprellick from me that he had better keep his hands off other people's property in the future. Awesome. Let's go give the good news to Sprellick. Greetings again, my lord, said Sprellick. Thou art safe now. You tell Sprellick that the situation has been resolved and how it was done. Sprellick practically kisses your feet. How can I ever thank thee? Thou art the most noble person I have ever met. I shall be forever in thy debt. I thank thee. Bye. Good day to thee, Avatar. All right. So we've solved that issue. So it is time, I think, to save this game. Where did everybody go? Come on, guys. Yay. Let's make our way back to Britain with a couple stops along the way. by a couple stops, I mean, I believe that Sentry, Jana, and Shimino could use a little training in combat. Just a point for Jana, because that's all she has left to do, and 3 for the other 2. But that should help them out a little bit. We still need to save a little bit up for them to do some strength training, but that's not really going to get done until we get to you, I think. All right. Let's go find our board trainer in here. Here he is. Yes, Marcus asks. Job, I am the trainer here in Trinsic, he says gruffly. If thou dost wish to increase thy skill in combat, I can help thee. Train? The cost to train with me is 20 gold. Too costly, right? No. Then which of thou wishes to train? Let's start with Jana. You pay 20 gold and the training session begins. Very well, Marcus says, stifling a yawn. Here we go. Marcus wields his sword and faces Jana. He gives her a few pointers and stands in balance, then demonstrates some simple thrusts. Before long, Jana and the trainer are trading blows with weapons. He is obviously very good at what he does, and the experience is valuable to Jana. When the session is over, it is felt that there has been a gain in combat ability. Train again, but this time let's again do sentry. That's 1, 2, 3, and now Shimino. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's go take a look at them. So Sentry had 16 combat. He now has 20. Beautiful. Jenna had 8 combat. He's up to 12. That's a good thing for 1 point, huh? And is this Shimino? Yep. 21 from 16. Not bad. Awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead, get back to our carpet. This time we make for Paws. I am going to come here. Okay, let's look at my spell book. Rather, let's look at my mana. Okay, I have 9 mana, so we should be good. I am going to once again use another mark stone. I'm going to choose the yellow stone. I'm going to put it here to kind of represent where I think Paws is. And then we will do a mark. Oh boy. Magic doesn't always work. We have 1 mana left. It's not going to work today, huh? Lovely. Well, no recall, mark, and pause. I'm out of mana, and I don't feel like waiting around. And I do have one last thing to do. Thou dost wish to speak with me again, Avatar, says Fedwin. Yes, Elizabeth and Abraham. I am sorry, thou hast just missed them. Elizabeth and Abraham were here delivering funds, but they have now gone to Jelholm. And we just missed them. There's currently no fellowship branch there, so they are taking the triad of inner strength to lands west. Bye. Mayest thou walk with the fellowship? Well, it seems I'm not going to be able to just zoom on back there because my mana's all gone. But perhaps after we've done a little bit of work in Britain. Let's see here. Where's the apothecary? I forget. So this is a jeweler. And what may I do for thee, my lord? Asked Sean. Job. Let's see. Jeweler. Precious materials. Gems. Does I have a gem for sale? I think so. I will pay 30 gold. Is that agreeable? Yes. I see that thou hast one gem. That is it. Here is thy payment. Okay. Bye. I'm sure they must be on their way. Sean smiles. Okay. So where was the apothecary? He's got a. I think he was in the other thing that has all the round. As he has lots of stuff. Okay, where'd you go? This is his place, right? Hmm. Well, let's come back. We have another place. To exchange things. And quite a lot to exchange with her, too. I think we passed it. Wait. This is it, just the other side, right? How may I help thee? Asked Cynthia. Exchange? We do. Here are 510. Wow. Nice. Good day, my lord. Okay. So while we're here too, since I think we're early enough, let's see what time is it? It's time to put money somewhere. 10:51. Let's see before it gets too late. Let's see if we can make it to the kitchens. Wouldst thou like to order a meal? Yes. For thee it is free. Yay. Okay, so let's see. Awesome. We needed that. Our stock was starting to get small. All right. Okay. Where'd the rest of it go? Right here. Alrighty then. Okay, who has the money bag right now? Minoc has the money bag, I think. But Minoc doesn't have a lot of strength, whereas our good old buddy Dupre here does. So let's go ahead and put that on him instead. We'll have to find you a new bag. We still have these to trade in. We've already got a lot of money, so we can, before we trade these in with the apothecary, we can go buy some more stuff. Did I leave a thing of boots upstairs? Do. We should take a quick look. At least get him. Some kind of footwear. Let's take a quick look on both sides here. I don't realize I left gold. Magic shoes. That even works nicer. Okay. And it's an empty bag now? That is a nicer shield than what you've currently got. There you go. Alrighty then. That at least was good to stop. Just to be sure, we should make sure there's nothing we want to trade in up here too, huh? Oh. Okay, where is everybody? Where's Minoc? Okay. That's no good. I'll just take this. Lost people. But where did I lose them? This isn't good. Did I lose them at the... Okay, there they are. Okay, let's stop over. We're going to go back to... We got to go back to that apothecary and see about getting those vials of venom turned in, but it's going to give us a lot more money. So we should try to get rid of some of that, because I think there's a couple of things we want to buy here. Right here. Hello, Coop says. Let's go the whole job. So let's start with arrows. And let's get a total of 6. Yes. I want to get that triple crossbow for 400. Good. All right. So let's take a look at you, YOLO. You had a crossbow. Now you have a triple crossbow. And you had 37 bolts. Now you have 67 bolts. Oh. Awesome. So he's carrying nothing in that bag. That should have at least taken us down in some terms of our money, huh? Now, we also have this shield to put in. But 8 magic arrows. But all right. So first, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how he got 3 arrows, but I saw that earlier. But now we have some other arrows to give you. That should give you a total of 75. Plus these 8 magic ones. So you can go ahead and put your sword and shield away. Oh, we'll get rid of this one shortly. And we better pick up your other bow rather than leave junk around. And let's look at Dupre. He's down a bit on the gold. That's good, because we're going to have some to give him, I think. All right, let's go see that apothecary again. Hopefully he's in. Oh, let's also stop here real quick. Not that one. Move in. We don't need this dagger anymore, I don't think. I think it served its purpose. We still need this. Let's go ahead and drop that off, and probably we should take that if we can. As he may, with those triple crossbows, be definitely increasing what's going on with him. And we don't need that, at least for now. So we have his backup stuff planned here. And let's go find that apothecary. Where is he? Does he go somewhere to a certain time? I have another half hour to wait. We can go to Batlin first. See, maybe here? Am I mistaken about where he's located? Well, I'll just go and see Batlin real quick. He's up here. My bad. And Batlin's not around either. Oh, there he is. Iceman, my dear, dear friend, how wonderful to see thee again, says Batlin. Elizabeth and Abram? Oh, they aren't here. They went to Jelholm, didn't we? Wait. I have not seen my colleagues since they were last here. Okay. We delivered package, that's what we came here to say. Congratulations, Avatar, and our thanks to thee for successfully delivering our package to Eleanor of Minoc. Now we have another task at hand before thou canst join the fellowship. Because thou dost deliver the package thou hast proven thyself worthy of performing another mission. Mission? Thou shalt visit the dungeon of Destard, which is in the mountains just west of Trinsic. Do not worry, it is completely deserted. Thou shalt find a chest of fellowship funds which is hidden for safekeeping just a few days ago. Thou wilt know the chest because it will contain not only gold, but 2 fellowship medallions. The site is also most likely marked with a fellowship staff. Bring these funds back to us without losing a single coin, and thou wilt have successfully completed thy mission. No need to bring the chest, just the gold. Now, thou must be on thy way. Okay, that is not a task we are going to take on anytime soon. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and go out of town here on the right. On the left, not the right. Because I was thinking there's usually some brigands over here for us to fight. And they might make a good source for some armor. Oh, yes. Nice. So let's look and see what they have. Okay. So, with that, okay, so let's put the potions bag up here. Let's trade the food bag with Sentry here. Jana has that bag and nothing, so let's give her the potions bag. And then give to you. Let's see if this is enough. But we shall see. It worked. He was able to put that on and still carry what he's carrying in here. He's got some supplies here and then nothing here. Well, we'll see if that's the best thing to do. So let's look again at what everyone else has equipped. Okay, so she's got these on. Let's go ahead and switch that out with this. How about this? No. What is this? Blowgun. Huh. Okay, so everybody has at least a good helmet, so we're no longer in any need of that. So that's the same guy. All right. So now we've got some more gold. I'm afraid that we don't need any of that, so I'm afraid to the other guys up here and up here are already covered. Okay, so let's do that. So it looks like we've got the last one of these that we need. And it fits her. Good. Does he have enough to take these? He does. All right. So I think that is all we have. Take this boomerang just because I think it makes a good alternative, just fun thing for Spark. Okay, so the only other thing we have here. Wait a second. Why didn't it? Just put these together. There we go. Then we have these two chests. Let's see. Oh, pick broke. Oh, a little bit of gold. Excuse me. A little bit more gold. Okay, so that was a worthwhile venture. So not only did we get really good equipment. Wait a minute. Do we need another bag? Who's missing a bag? There's our missing bag. All right. Let's head back to town, see if we can find our missing apothecary yet again. There he is. Let's do the venom. Yes. Holy crap. I don't think we're going to be able to carry that all in one bag. Or on one person. So let's put what we can over here. It isn't going in here, is it? No. Okay. So it's all going into the bag. That's good. Wow, he's almost full up. Okay, now I know that can't be all the gold. So let's go and oh my, put these in Sentry's pocket. Okay, I'm pretty sure we found it all. We're gonna have to go on a spending spree on spells, pretty much. Best thing to sell them, spend all that money on, aside from additional arrows and whatnot. All right. So let's see, where am I at mana wise? 5 mana. So let's see if this spell book works now, so that we could just return to Jelholm for a quick bit. At least that worked. How may I assist thee? Let's talk. Elizabeth and Abraham. Oh, yes, they were the fellowship members who were just here. They were trying to start a branch in Jelholm. I am decided on what to tell them. We will probably have a town meeting here to decide if there should be a branch here. The couple said they were returning to Britain after a few days. We left Paws, and they came to Jelholm, where we were just at. Then we came to Jelholm, and now they're back in Britain, where we were just at. Did he have anything new to say about Sprellick? Yes, I have heard of the events surrounding this fellow, Sprellick, and the duels against the library scars, but frankly, it's the same stuff that he was talking about before. No updates. Okay, let's go ahead and say goodbye. Now, the nice thing about heading back to Britain, which is where we got to return, is we don't need to use our mana to get there. We just need to call for help. And right back here. Let me do the buzzer buying some spells since I have all that money. Oh, Dispel Field might come in handy. Great Heal. Do I have that already? Yes. Let's take a look at the 6th level. Sleepfield? No. Seventh? I like that. Eighth. Death Vortex. That's all. Let's get those last two. Well, let's go on out. Talk to Batlin. Now, when we're done here, as Batlin said, we have to do that dungeon Death Star next as part of that part of the quest, but we're not going to do that. We're going to head to Vesper instead, and then after Vesper, make our way to the Isle of Fire. Before we take on Vestard, I'd like to get our characters built up. Also get that Blackrock sword. Then we'll go to Vestard and continue on that quest line. So, but we have one more thing to talk to him about. Wouldn't it be funny if he says Vesper? Well, let's see. Elizabeth and Abraham. Batlin smiles and shakes his head. Thou art not having much luck tracking them down, art thou? They were out here having done some work in Jelholm, but now they have gone. Oh, that's too much. They've gone to Vesper to see about starting a branch there. Man, did I call it? I mean, I was not expecting that. Oh, that is too funny. So let us find our magic carpet. Could have sworn it was around here. Just let's make our way for one last little pit stop over in Cove. And as I said, we have some money to spend, so let's see if there's anything else we wanted to pick up here. I believe we didn't bother to get all his second level spells. Oh, we already have that one. Can't tell. I don't necessarily look at them all. That's one. Do we have telekinesis? I think we do. Yep. Third. I don't think we have curse. Okay. Paralyze. Poison. Okay, fifth. We had the Great Heal, Dance, Charm, and Explosion. Huh. Charm can always come in handy. Clone, Magic Storm, Force Fields. Huh. What about seventh? Restoration. Something could happen to Janna. Mass charm, delayed blast, create gold. I don't think I need create gold, but yes. How about the 8th? We don't need Armageddon. I like these other ones. Resurrect. Summon. Sword strike. Okay, that's enough, I think. How much gold does that leave our party with? Wrong thing. 520. Perfect. So now it should be manageable by a single person. Okay, so I had it all between 2 people. And I think they're empty again. Okay, good. And we still have some change to spare. Awesome, awesome. So we've done what we can. So I'm going to go ahead and stop our game here because this is, like I said, we did everything we wanted to do in all the old cities we went to. So now we are going to head on to Vesper, take care of that town, and then make our way to the Isle of Fire to start on the Forge of Virtue quest. That'll be our next video. Thank you for watching. This is the Iceman saying so long, farewell, Avita saying good night.